Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Nicole for the ones that are new. I know I have been gone for some time now, but I am back. That's been like the 3 longest months ever. A lot of stuff has happened and transpired during that time, but I am here. So today we're going to be talking about living in our singleness. So we know living in our singleness can be a challenge, but it is doable through God. Being single, you can find out a lot about yourself, things that we didn't even know. And also during that time of being single, we should be spending that time with God. And God enjoys the time that we spend with Him, whether it's reading our word, praise and worship, fasting, just to work on those improvements that we need to work on about ourselves. And also incorporating God in our everyday life while we're going through this single season, because we're not alone, guys. Or if I feel like I'm overthinking about dating or marriage, or like, God, I just want my helpmate, when is he coming? Or fellas, you probably want your helpmate and it's like, when is she coming? I will jot down or get the gratitude journal that will help me write out my thoughts. And sometimes I just talk to God and say, you know what, God, I'm getting overwhelmed and I'm overthinking the whole situation about being with someone. But first we need to know how to be with ourselves. So first we need to examine ourselves. What are some things that we need to work on? What are some things that we can be better at? Do our life line up with the word of God? Are we walking by the fruit of the Spirit? Are we following God's commandments? Are we walking in His way? So these are some things that we need to examine ourselves about. And while we're doing that, God will begin to reveal things to you about the things that you need to work on. Now, during that time, we know that we need to be healed or delivered from something before we can get that person in our lives, before we can get our helpmate in our lives. And that's something that we have to go to God and say, you know what, God, if I need to be healed, set free, and delivered from anything that's not right in me, Lord, just help me along the way, help me along the journey. And He will begin to do so. You'll begin to see a change, a beautiful change. Now that you have went through that healing journey, now that you have told God all about it, and that you're free from this concern, and that you're free from that heartache or that heartbreak or those toxic traits that you may have carried in that relationship, and you want to change for the better, now you can pray over the spouse that you want. Now you can tell God what are the characteristics and be very specific about what you ask for in your spouse. Whether you have to write it down in detail and go tuck it away and pray over it, or when you just want to read it, or you're thinking about your spouse or your helpmate, if you want to read it, you know where to find it. You can pray over it again, add some things to it, and I promise it may sound a little crazy, but it's not crazy. It's something that you want to manifest. And this is what we call manifestation. We have to speak it to in existence. We have to know that God has our helpmate and to help us along this way so that He may be glorified through our marriage. We tend to idolize marriage a lot, and that's something that I have been working on myself, not to overly obsess over marriage, because God hears you. When you went to Him that first time and you pray and say, God, this is what I want in my spouse, this is what I want in my marriage, the communication, the understanding, the loving, and everything in between. You can write out anything that you want to tell God, whether it's personal. You want to be very specific again about what you write about your spouse and what you tell God that you want them to be. And we can't fix our eyes on social media relationships. The kingdom versus the worldly relationships are very different. You know, people say, oh, you know, this celebrity relationship is goals, and I stopped doing that a long time ago, because quite honestly, we don't know those celebrities. We don't know what they go through on a day-to-day, and sometimes they end up getting divorces. And it's like, wow, they got a divorce. They were the #1 relationship. So you don't know what people go through. So you have to be very careful when you say that celebrities are goals. So you have to be you have to be your own goal, okay? You have to develop your own goal. The man shall love you as the church, and we shall love our husband, you know, and submit to him, and we shall submit to each other and serve each other. So it's a lot that we have to be mindful what goes into a kingdom relationship. So again, don't fix your eyes on social media. Don't fix your eyes on what it looks like, the luxury dating, people getting engaged. Some people do it for likes, some people are genuine about it, but we can also be happy for them, but also do not overly obsess or fix our eyes on what this could be for you. So during that time, you want to be thankful for where you are. During that time, you want to also spend time with your family as much as you can, with your parents, your siblings, your aunts and uncles, your cousins, because during that, this is the time to really focus on God and the people that's in front of you, because when that person enters into your space, maybe that time maybe have to be cut in half, but you just really want to get that time in with God on a beautiful level of intimacy. Intimacy is nothing but that closeness to God. And of course, as you grow older in your walk with God and your spouse is added on, you will know how to handle that. And when you have someone that's equally yoked with you, it'll be smoother because they know the journey that you're on, because they're on the same journey. So during this time of singleness, you want to be patient. You want to enjoy yourself, be joyful, go out and go on walks, develop a hobby, read that book, start that business, something to keep your mind off just being alone, because God said in Genesis 2:18, it's not good for man to be alone. So he knows exactly where your helpmate is. He knows exactly when to put him or her on your front door when it's time to hit the delivery button. So he has not forgotten about us. God is with us. This is the time to really know God. This is the time to share God's goodness. This is the time with someone. This is the time to really exalt God and just be happy. Go to the gym, go to church with a friend. But I just want to be a reminder that God has not forgotten about us, that we are put up for our spouses, and that we shall reap God's benefits. So I want you guys to stay encouraged. For me, when it comes to dating, I don't date because sometimes you can be very vulnerable and you can get attached to someone that's not supposed to be there. So it's okay to have friends, but as far as dating, I kind of just be very cautious with that, because sometimes you don't want it to cloud your judgment. And if that person is not yours, now you have to break from that person and tell God to release you from this person if you have grown some type of attachment. Because guys, at the end of the day, we are human. We have feelings. We grow towards a person, love that person, we like them, and now maybe this person is not the right one for you. They may be nice, loving, and all the things, but if they don't have that principles of God, then it's like, how can we work together? So you have to be very careful with that. But you can have friends and hang out, but you just have to be careful about dating. I want God to say, hey, this is your person, I send him to you, you guys can courtship and then marriage, so you have to be very specific and don't allow the enemy to creep in. He can also paint a beautiful story. The devil, Satan, baby, he disguises himself on every level, and he don't always come ugly. He knows exactly what you like. And so we have to be mindful of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some helpful tips to just enjoy your singleness, your single season. Know that God is working on your behalf for your spouse. And in this time, you want to also get closer to him. Continue to read the word and get even a deeper understanding, and just enjoy the time that you have with God alone, and also with your family and friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and meet me down in the comment department or section. And if you enjoyed this, let me get a yellow heart or a green heart, one of your favorite colors of hearts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.